Hello students, welcome to this second online class. So previous class we have seen about shear reinforcement. I hope you all will clear about shear reinforcement. So in this unit the second part is all about development length. So as you all know, according to your syllabus in unit 5, first part is about shear reinforcement. So we have already seen it, and second thing is all about development length. Okay, so today we are going to see about this development length only. So it's a very simple topic, very easy topic. So the total things that is which is in your syllabus that is given under development length. So all things I'm going to cover in this single unit, okay, single video. So I hope you all will see and practice makes perfect. So without practice we can't able to get that formula of all things, okay. So you just practice all the development length formula. So first, in development length I'm going to define under development length what are the things I'm going to teach you. That first I'm going to give a brief introduction, brief index, what at all is going to come under development length. First I'm going to define what is development length. Second, what are the criteria, what are the criteria or parameters is going to come under this development length. And thirdly, we are going to design, that is we are going to do problems. We are going to design the development length for a beam and column. So first one is only 3 topics under this development length according to your syllabus. Okay, so very simple topic. If you understand my if you listen to this lecture, you can able to understand it clearly and all the concepts. Okay, so first I'm going to define what is development length. So before that, we will take one structure. I'm going to draw the structure. So this is structure. So this horizontal member is called as what? Beam. You all know this is beam, and this is what? This is column. So in every member under the neutral axis, we will provide one bar. That bar is called as what? Tensile bar. That bar is called as tensile bar. Why we are providing this tensile bar? In order to resist the tensile stresses in the beam, because the beam is weak in tension. If we provide tensile bar under the beam, this bar will take the tension. You know this basic concept. All you know about this basic concept. Why we are providing the bar in the beam? What they will do is, they will not just, if two members are joined together, if a bar is running in between these two members, they will not just allow the bar to be, they will not just allow put the bar alone in this beam. What they will do is, they will embed means they will join this bar to the other member. That is what, this is what column. They will join this rod in the other member, and they will not just leave the bar in a straight, they will fold it to some length. Why they are embedding the bar and folding the bar from the beam to the column is in order to have a strong bond, between this member to this member. Understand? This bar will provide a strong bond. So there will be a strong bond between this beam and a column, and this column. So this length, the length which is, see this length, the length from here to here, I will draw here. This is the bar. The length from here to here, this length is called as what? Development length. And it is denoted as L to the suffix 50. Okay, so this is called as what? Development length. So I will write the definition. It is defined as the bar which is embedded from one member. See, it is given as the length of the bar, the length of the bar which is embedded from one member to another in order to have a strong bond between the two members. Understand it? So you can draw this diagram also. This diagram is very simple. One column, two column, center beam, draw rod and mark the parts. This column and this length is called development length, and this is beam. So it is defined as the length of the bar which is embedded from one member to another in order to have a strong bond between the two members. So this length embedded, so this length embedded is called development length. You understand the definition? I will show you another definition also. You can see here, development provided to create a bond between steel and concrete. There is a steel and concrete. The development provided to create a bond between steel and concrete in order to transfer the bar force without slip to prevent the bar from pulling out under tension. So in order to have no slip between these two, this concrete and this steel bar, that is only they are folding in this L shape. So there is no slip. There will be not have any slip. Okay. So next topic is how to find this development length. So with how much length should be provided for this fold? You may ask, like, how much length should be provided, sir? What is the folding length? What is the development length? You may ask. There is a formula in your code book as per IS 456-2000, page number 42. In IS 456-2000, page number 42, there is a formula. LD is equal to 0.87 Fy into diameter. The dia is denoted as phi. Okay, divided by 4 into tau BD. In code book they will given it is written as sigma s phi by 4 tau BD. Sigma s is nothing but 0.87 in Fy. Okay, so 0.87 Fy into phi divided by 4 into tau BD, where Fy is known as what? Yield strength of steel. Tau BD is equal to bond stress of grade of concrete. Fy tau BD is equal to bond stress of grade of concrete. Okay, so you may ask, like, this is a simple formula. See, I am going to again repeat you. This is a simple formula. 0.87 Fy AST, sorry, it is 0.87 Fy into phi. Phi is nothing but diameter. Okay, phi is nothing but what? Diameter. And divided by 4 into tau BD. Tau BD is nothing but the bond stress of grade of concrete. Okay, so what is bond stress? What is bond stress? Bond stress. What is bond stress? Bond stress is nothing but the stress in the stress between the concrete surface and the reinforcement steel, and which by this stress there will be bond between concrete and steel. Understand? The stress which is there between this steel rod and the concrete, and this stress will provide the bond between this steel and the concrete. If there is no stress between steel and concrete, the concrete may slip and there will be no bond between the steel and the concrete. You understand? So in order to have that bond between steel and concrete, there should be stress between this steel and concrete. That stress is called as what? Bond stress. Okay? You understand? The stress, I am repeating, the stress which is acting on the outer interface of steel to the surrounding concrete is called bond stress. I will write the definition here, so you can take this definition also. What is bond stress? Bond stress: the stress which is acting on the outer interface of steel to the surrounding concrete is called bond stress. It's called bond stress. Okay, what does that mean? The stress which is acting on the outer surface of the steel. If this is steel, it is surrounded with concrete, and this stress which is acting on the outer surface of the steel to the surrounding concrete is called bond stress. And this stress helps in keeping bond between reinforcement and concrete together. This stress only helps to keep the steel and concrete to stick together, to have a bond between them. So this is called bond stress. So if you see IS 456, 2000, in IS 456 bond stress is given in IS 456. Okay, there's a table value, there's values are given in IS 456 2000. One table is given, page number 43. One table is given. I will show you the table in IS 456 2004, page number 43. Show you the table. See, this is the table. See, page number 43, and this is the table. See, bond stress tau BD, Newton per mm square, is given. For M20 grade concrete, the bond stress value is 1.2. For M25 grade concrete, the bond stress is 1.4. For M30, 1.5, and so on. Okay, and some conditions are given in this point. These are some conditions. See, for deformed bars conforming to IS 17486, these values shall be increased by 60%. You understand? See, 1.2, if in question M20 grade concrete is given, means what they will do is, if they have given Fe415, if they have given Fe41 steel, means you will what Fe41 steel is what? Deformed bars. So if it is deformed bars, this value should be increased by 60%. That is what? 1.2 plus 0.6. That is what? 1.6. You understand? So how they will calculate? So the bond stress will be 1.2 into 1.6. That, like in problem it will come like that. So you can clearly understand while we are doing problem and design. You understand the concept? So this is the concept. So the formula for to get the development length is nothing but, I will write here formula LD is equal to 0.87 Fy into phi, that is what, dia of bar, divided by 4 into tau BD. This tau BD is called as what? Bond stress. Bond stress value is given in IS 456 page number 43. If for M20 for example 1.2 is the value, means even question if Fe415 is given, means you want to increase it by 60%, that is what, 1.6. so you will write like this, LD is equal to 0.87 into 415. For example, if dia of the bar is 16 divided by 4 into what is tau BD value according to table, for example M20 means 1.2, and if it is Fe415 means it should be increased by 60%. If it is increased by 60% is what, 1.2 plus 0.6 is equal to 1.6. so multiply by 1.6. you should write like this, understand? So this is how you will calculate the development length. Next what we are going to see is about some bond failures. Okay, so this is here, it is written as gap analysis. Gap analysis means it is not in your syllabus, but for your knowledge and for your general knowledge, so I have given the structure to you. Okay, that is gap analysis. So bond failure mechanism, how this bond will fail between the concrete and steel. Some mechanisms are there, so only 4 points are there, so if you can remember or just keep in your mind for general knowledge. Okay, so first point is breakup of adhesion, most common, loosening of steel bar. Adhesion is nothing but what, the sticking property between two materials. For example, I can show these two materials. So this is pen, this is one cap. Okay, adhesion is nothing but I am sticking this pen to this cap. So if there is sticking property, if it is sticked and it's not coming out, so this is called as what, adhesion property. Likewise, if breakup of adhesion, it is sticked, the steel, for example, if we take this as steel rod and this is concrete, if I am sticking this this steel rod is embedded inside the concrete, if there is a break between this adhesion, what will happen? So this bond will fail immediately, there will be a collapse. Second point is longitudinal splitting of concrete. The concrete longitudinally, this is concrete, longitudinally it is splitted, okay, of the concrete around bar. Crushing of concrete between ribs in case of deformed bars. Ribs, what is ribs? Ribs means in steel bar you can see some ribs, right? I will draw it. See, in steel bar you can see some ribs. See, if the steel bar, you can see some ribs in the steel bar. See some ribs. So what is the purpose of this ribs is in order to have more bond between the concrete and the steel. For that purpose only they are providing ribs around the steel bar. Okay, so crushing of concrete between ribs in case of deformed bars. Shearing of concrete around ribs, that shearing is nothing but one cut, crack between concrete around ribs. So these are the four bond failure mechanisms. Okay, next topic is anchorage length. Define, they may ask in your university question, university exam, in SBTA exam, they may ask what define anchorage length. I will first, you will see the definition, then you can understand it clearly. I will explain you. The length of the bar L required to transfer the force in the bar to the surrounding concrete through bond is called anchorage length. The length of the bar required to transfer the force in the bar to the surrounding concrete through the bond is called. So I have taught you, right? So this is beam, this is column. The length of the bar, this length of the bar is called as what? LD, development length, and it is also called as anchorage length. The length of the bar, required to transfer the force, in the bar to the surrounding concrete. The force from the bar to the surrounding concrete through bond is called as anchorage length. Okay, next one, after we are finding development length, after finding the development, how much length we want to provide as in a bar, that is development length, we have to check for development length. Check means what? Is it correct or not? We have to check. There are two conditions to check for development length. Is it development or anchorage length? So these two checks we must want to apply in your design. Whether you are checking it is okay, that length is good, that length is correct, can we can provide that length, or we will go for another length. So in order to check, we have two conditions. So there is this formula and this formula. This formula is also in your code book. Okay, so you will use this formula if the supports are in tension, and you will use this formula if the supports are in compression. That's it. Next topic is anchorage value for hooks. Before that, I will explain what are the parameters in this thing. First, LD is nothing but development length. M1 is nothing but moment of resistance. V is nothing but shear force, and L0 is nothing but bond length. Okay, length of the bar or anchorage length. So this anchorage length, how we are taking, that is thing that is given here. Anchorage value for hooks 90 degree and 45 degree bend. For every 45 degree bend, it gives an anchorage of 4 dia subject to the maximum 16. So if you are bending the bar, see the bar is bent in an angle of, see for example, the bar is bent in an angle of 45 degree. This angle is 45 degree. That means anchorage value is 4 into D. Okay. Next concept. See here. If it is bent in a 90 degree, see this is 45 degree. It is bent in 45 degree. That is 4 into D. If it is bent in 90 degree, if it is bent in 90 degree, this angle is 90 degree. Then this will be 8 into D. If it is bent in 180 degree, see like this, 180 degree, this angle is 180 degree, bent in 180 degree, the anchorage value L0 will be 16 into D. D can be written as also 5. You can write diameter in terms of 5 also. Okay, that's the simple concept in anchorage value. If it is bent in 45 degree means 45 degree means it is 4 into D. 90 degree means 8 into D, or 8 5. 180 degree means 16 into 5. Understand anchorage value. Next one, lapping of bars for slab, column and beam. Okay, what is lapping of bars? Lapping of bars is nothing but if you are tying another rod, you are tying another, see I am going to tie another bar. You are tying another bar to have more length. In order to give more length, see I will draw it. This is one bar. If I want to extend the length of this rod, what I am doing is I am tying another rod. Over it. I am tying another bar over this bar. So you see steel wire. So this process is called as what? Lapping. So this lapping distance for slab, is 50 into D. Don't forget, the lapping distance for slab is 50 into D. If that bar diameter is 8 mm, for example, bar diameter is 8 mm means 50 into 8 is equal to 400 mm. So this length should be should be provided from here to here. They should provide 400 millimeter. Next one for column. In tensile zone, it is equal to for column and beam both. For column and beam, it is same only. In tensile zone, that is tensile zone means what? This is beam means this is tensile zone. This is compression zone. In tensile zone, the lapping of bar, another lapping of bar should be 40 into D, and in compression zone it should be 24 into D. Lapping minimum is 75 mm. Below 75 mm, lapping should not be provided. Okay, minimum lapping should be 75 mm. Next, we will move on to the problem. Very simple. Okay, problem is very simple. We will move on to some problems. Okay. We will look on to the problem. This is question. See, these questions are taken from the previous year question papers, XPTE question papers. You can check also. See, design a simply supported beam of breadth 250 mm and capital D. Note, you should note capital D is nothing but what? Overall depth. Overall depth means what? In order to find effective depth, what is the formula? So effective cover is given. Effective cover is how much? 40 mm. Effective cover is given. So how you will calculate the effective depth? Effective depth is equal to D is equal to overall depth minus effective cover minus diameter of the bar 16 mm, diameter of bar by 2. This is the procedure for calculating the small d, that is effective depth. Okay, so factor shear force. Factor shear is nothing but VU. V shear force is given as was what? 110 kilonewton. Calculate. First find what is the question. Calculate development length provide hook or bend is required. Check. You want to check. First calculate development and we have to check. So first write the given data. What is breadth of the beam? 250 mm. So write 250 mm. What is the overall depth of the beam? Overall depth is from the top to the bottom of the concrete. So that is what? 400 mm. Next, diameter of bars. There is 3 number of bars of 16 mm. So 3 number of bars. 1, 2, 3 number of bars of 16 mm dia. What is the cover? Cover provided is 40 mm. Cover is provided. Cover is nothing but what? The distance between the rod to the concrete is called, bottom rod to the concrete is called what? Cover. And what is given? Factored shear force. VU is equal to 110 kilonewton. So solution. First what we have to find? We have to find what? Development length. So as you already know, development length LD is equal to 0.87 Fy into 5 divided by 4 into tau BD from IS 456 2000 page number 43. Then substitute the values. 0.87 Fy is nothing but what? 415. In this question it's not given. Fe, take M20 and Fe 415 concrete, that is not given. If it is not given means you should take the value as common value is 415 Fy. 415 into this is what? Diameter. Diameter is given 3 number of 16 mm dia. So substitute 16 divided by 4 into tau BD. Tau BD, as I already told you, it is what? The shear bond stress. It is bond stress. So bond stress also you will take according to M20 grade concrete. So if in question not given means you will take M20 grade concrete. If given means you will take according to that. Okay. So it is given M20 grade concrete. So what is bond stress? Tau BD 1.2. So Fe 415 we have taken. See, we have taken Fe 415. So that means what? We have to increase it by 60%. So that is the thing we have written here. So 0.87 into 415 into 16 divided by 4 into 1.2 into 1.6. 1.6. Okay. So LD is equal to, see if you calculate this formula, you will get LD is equal to 751 mm. So here I have written here. Here we are using deformed bar for Fe 415. So bond stress is increased by 60%. Remember in your mind. 4 into 1.2 into multiply by 1.6. You should multiply. So you will get the development length for 751. So draw a diagram. So this is beam, this is column, and your development length is how much? This length that you are going to provide is 751 mm. You will divide it by 2. Okay, from here to this half. So this is all not needed for your problem and simply for your general knowledge I am telling. Next we have to check for simply supported beam, is this development length is okay or not. So for that you are taking simply say LD is not greater than 1.3 m1 by v plus L0. That's check formula. See, you remember, for check always you take this formula, not the previous formula. You always take this formula. This formula will be give you a good check value. Okay. So what is LD value? 751. It should not be greater than 1.3 m1 by v plus L0. See here, any hook or bond is provided. You can provide any hook or bond. What is any hook? Hook means in order to have a good grip between the stress in between the concrete and the steel bar. Bond is also nothing but the bond, that is the stick, the bond between the steel and concrete. So this L0 is always taken as 0. Okay, so you can provide any bond or a hook is hook, so it is taken as 0. Only you want to substitute is m1 and v. V is always already given. V is nothing but what? V is nothing but 110 kilonewton. So you should substitute it in 110 into 10 power 3 Newton. Convert it to Newton. Next, you have to find the moment of resistance m1. So how you will find moment of resistance for simply supported beam? So in unit number 3 you have already clearly studied, right, how to find moment of resistance. To find moment of resistance, first what you will find? You will find is it under reinforced concrete or over reinforced concrete. So how you will find under reinforced concrete or over reinforced concrete? If XU is lesser than XU limit, that is called as what? Under reinforcement. If XU is greater than XU limit, it is called as what? Over reinforced concrete. First you want to find XU and XU maximum. Okay. So XU formula you already know, 0.87 Fy AST divided by 0.36 FCKB. So substitute the value 0.87 into Fy is 415 into AST is nothing but what? It is given in the question. It is given in the question. What? 3 of 16 mm dia. That is what? AST is equal to 3 into pi into 16 squared by 4. Okay, by 4. Sorry. Yeah, yes. 3 into pi into 16 squared by 4. So you will get this value. So substitute 0.87 into 415, that is what? Fy into pi into 16 squared by 4 into 3 divided by 0.36 into FCK is nothing but M20. 20 into B is given in the question, 250. So if you calculate this value, you will get 120.9 mm. Find XC max. XC max also you will have in code book. For M20 grade concrete, XC max is 0.48 into D. So 0.48 into D, small d. How you will find small d? Small d is nothing but what? The overall depth is given 400 mm. How you will find small d? 400 minus, I will find small d, 400 minus clear cover. Clear cover is given is equal to 360 mm. Okay, so substitute the value 0.48 into 360, XU max is equal to 172.8 mm. See, this small d means you want to substitute for depth, effective depth only. Okay, effective depth is not given means you will, if overall depth is given in the question means you will minus the effective overall depth minus effective cover. If effective cover is also not given means you will assume the effective cover. For column the effective cover will be 40 mm. So you will assume the effective cover. You can take 30 mm or 25 mm, anything you can take. So 172.8 mm. So compare XU is less than XU max. If XU is less than XU max, it is under reinforced section. So what is the moment of inertia, moment of resistance for under reinforced section? Mu is equal to, there is a formula, 0.87 into Fy AST into D minus 0.42 XU. 0.87 Fy 415 into 3 into pi by 4 into 60, that is AST into D, small d is 360 minus 0.42 into XU is here 120.9 mm is given. So Mu is equal to 67.2 kilonewton meter. You will get, if you derive this, you will get this answer. After the substitute in this equation, 1.3 into 67.2, it is in the value of kilonewton meter. So you should convert into Newton millimeter. That is how what? 67.2 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton millimeter. So substitute here, substitute the shear force, and you will get 714. So this 751 is not greater than 714 mm. So hence it is safe. You understand? You understand the concept? So this is all about the problem. Okay. Again explain you. First you will write the formula. Next you will substitute the formula. 1 minute. Yeah. Next you will substitute formula. You will find development length. Then you will check. To find check, you want to find moment of resistance. And to find moment of resistance, you want to find XU and XU maximum is under intersection. So you will substitute the formula. You will substitute here, and you will find hence it is safe. If it is not safe means right, hence it is not safe. If it is not safe, right, it is not safe. That's it. Okay. For your exam. So this question, next question. This question is taken from your 2019 SPTE. In SPTE, this question is asked. Okay. So this is the last problem in this unit. So right. An RCC beam of 250 into 500 mm has a clear span of 5.5 meter. See B is equal to 250 mm and 500 mm. Simply if they given 500 mm means what? It is nothing but small d. Effective depth small d is equal to 500 mm. As a clear span of L is equal to 5.5 meter, that is 5500 millimeter, and B mass AST is equal to pi into 20 squared by 4 into 2. Two numbers of 21 bars going into the support. Factor shear force VU. See VU is given 140 kilonewton, 140 into 10 power 3. Check the development length if Fe415 M20 grade concrete is given. This is given in your previous year SPT 2019. Okay. So given that B is equal to 250, D is equal to 500 mm, clear span, AST, shear force, all the things you will write. First development length formula, LD is equal to 0.87 Fi, 5 divided by 4 into tau BD. Tau BD is nothing but what? According to M20 grade concrete, it is 1.2 Newton per millimeter square. That is equal to 0.87 into 415 into diameter is how much? Diameter is 20 mm. So 20 divided by 4 into 1.2 into 1.6. Why 1.6? Bond stress is 1.2. So if it is deformed bar means you must increase the bond stress to 60%. Okay, you are increasing the bond stress to 60%. You will increase the bond stress to 60%. That is what? Into 1.6. You will get LD is equal to 940.23 mm. So next check for development energy. 1.3 m1 by VU plus L0. So moment of resistance. First you want to find XU 0.87 Fi AST plus 0.36 Fi FCKP. So substitute the formula. 0.87 into 415 into 628 AST 628.32 divided by 0.36 into FCK is 20 into B is 250 is equal to, you will get the XU value. Next one, XU maximum value. XU maximum is 0.48 into D. See, 0.48 into D, 0.48 into D is nothing but how much? 500. This is 500. D is nothing but 500. So 240 mm. So compartments you will get, it is under info section. Okay, under info formula is mu is equal to 0.87 Fi AST minus 0.42 XU. Okay, so substitute it is 0.7 F415 into 628.32 into 500 minus 0.42 into 126.03. Substitute 101.42 into 10 power 6 Newton millimeter. You will get the answer. U is equal to 140 into 10 power 3 Newton. Okay. So L0 always you will take 0. Substitute the value in the check. 1.3 into 101.42 into 10 power 6 divided by 140 into 10 power 3 plus 0. So VD is not greater than 941 point. So you will get, if you substitute this for value, you will get 941.75 millimeter. So 945. See the actual LD. The actual LD is how much? Development length. How much you got? You got 940.23. So this is LD. LD is 940.23 is not greater than 941.75 mm. So hence checked, it is safe. Okay, this question is asked in your SPTE 2019 previous year. The same question but with different, see, same question only they will ask, check the development length. Same question only they will ask, but they will change the values. Okay. Only one thing what you will do is you will mark up the formula. Formula is there in IS 456 page number 43, this formula. And this check, development check, is also there in code book. Okay, I will tell you the page number. Otherwise you found that page number. Okay, very easy. Then finding moment of resistance. You already know in unit number 3 you have just studied. Find moment of resistance. First we want to find XU. That's the formula for XU, and you will write the XU maximum for M20 grade concrete. XU maximum is 0.48 into 500, and compare. If you compare, it is less than XU limit, means XU is less than XU limit, means it is under enforced section. So MU, you will substitute all the formula and you will get the 101, you will get the MU value. MU value is given in your question. Okay, so L0 is equal to 0, you will take, so substitute in the formula, you will get one value. This value should be greater than this value. Okay, if it is greater, means this is safe. Okay, this is very simple. Surely, compulsorily, they will ask in your SPTE examination. Okay, this question will come 6 mark. So from 5th unit, so I have completed your 5th unit. Okay, so from 5th unit, see, I will write here. See, from 5th unit, they will ask 2 questions. Compulsory, there will be 2 questions. One is design, shear reinforcement. Next one is design, development length. So this is also easy. 6 marks will come surely. So from this unit you will have 12 marks. From 5th unit alone you will get 12 marks. You can score 12 marks. Very simple. So I hope you all will practice this unit. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in my personal WhatsApp number. Thank you, students, for going through this online classes. So soon I will see you in my online class 3. I am going to take the unit number 6, that is what? Analysis and design of table. Thank you.